Hello everybody and welcome to Monday's English lesson. I am joined by my co-host here as ever, Mr. Fenn, who's looking very sporty today.
Yes, Mr. Lake. I didn't realise we were filming English now, so I thought we were doing PE with Paul, so I have got the wrong clothes on.
Yeah.
But here we go.
I feel like we look like a before and after. Right, so today in English we are learning to use new vocabulary. Vocabulary, words.
Words, yeah.
Words, that's all it is. You learn new vocabulary, you're learning new words. When we talk about somebody having good vocabulary, that means they have a lot of words that they use and know the meaning of. Okay? So today's about doing a little bit to expand our vocabulary to learn new words. To help us do that today, we are going to be using Word Pirates, a thing that we did in 2CL just before Christmas, the last time I saw most of you in person. You won't be as familiar in 2PF with this, but it's really straightforward, okay? So we're going to be looking at 3 new words, okay? All of them being used as adjectives. We're going to look at what they mean and just look at the words in general, okay? So, Mr. Fenn, for each word, we've got these things to go through. Starts with the sound, number of syllables, a synonym, we'll talk about what that means in a moment, an antonym, we'll talk about what that means in a moment, and we're going to put it into a sentence, okay?
Great.
Maybe even more than one sentence, we'll see. So, astonishing is our first word. Astonishing. Can you say that at home? Astonishing.
Astonishing.
Very good. Astonishingly good. Okay, so astonishing. If something's astonishing, then if you're astonished, you're surprised or amazed by something, okay? Yeah, some absolutely Oscar-worthy acting there from Mr. Fenn. That's his astonished face, okay?
I know.
So something astonishing will fill you with surprise or amazement, okay? I'm amazed, I am astonished. So, starts with the sound, okay?
Yeah.
Astonishing. Number of syllables. I'm putting things down because I always like to clap the syllables. Should we clap them?
Yeah.
Astonishing.
Astonishing.
I'll make it 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll make it 4.
4 syllables. Syllables, by the way, really great for spelling words, aren't they? Because astonishing and reading as well, but astonishing, long word. But if you break it down, astonishing.
Yeah.
Makes it easier, doesn't it?
It makes sense to me. Do you know when I started teaching all those years ago, when we're doing syllables, the children in my class, when we're counting syllables, they used to do this. They'd be like, astonishing, astonishing. So every time, I mean, I don't actually like it that much. I think clapping is better.
But I think, the key with every syllable's got a vowel in it, right? Vowels, as you know from our spelling lessons last term, you open your mouth to say a vowel. So that's why it works like that, right?
Astonishing.
It's on the vowel sounds that you open your mouth. So yeah, anyway, that was a nice little trick there. But syllables, astonishing. 4 syllables. Right, synonym.
Okay,
Synonym.
yeah.
A synonym is a word that means the same or has a similar meaning. Okay? So for astonishing, I've kind of given the game away with my definition. Because when we define words, we usually kind of compare them to other words, don't we?
Yes, that's astonishing. That's surprising.
Surprising. So astonishing, surprising.
Drop the E, add ing.
Thank you very much.
Surprising. Amazing. That's amazing. That's
there
you go.
Surprising, amazing. Okay?
Okay.
You might use the word astonishing. I might even say your work is astonishing, for example, if I mean it's amazing. Right. Antonym. So that's something that means the same thing. Sorry.
Does it?
No, it's the opposite. An antonym is something that has the opposite meaning, okay? So usual, the antonym would be unusual. It means totally the opposite thing.
Okay, so what's the opposite of astonishing? So it's like, so we're looking for a word that means not surprising. Like,
So I would say, for example, don't know what I've done there. I would say, for example, unsurprising.
Yeah.
Something's unsurprising.
Unsurprising.
I might even say boring.
I was thinking boring, expected.
Because I almost think when we're talking about astonishing, it's the thing, words, sometimes they mean different things to different people. But I think of astonishing often as being a mixture between the two, aren't they? I'm like...
Yeah, if
I'm
something's
so surprised
astonishing,
I'm
it's
amazed.
kind of amazing, kind of interesting.
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
It?
It is really interesting. So if something's boring to you, it's not astonishing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say it's astonishingly boring.
Yeah, let's not get into
but
that.
no.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely the opposite meaning. Yeah.
Brilliant. So astonishing is to be surprised, to be amazed, but it's not to be unsurprised. It's certainly not to be bored. Okay, sentence we're going to come back to. All right, but that is our first word, astonishing. And perhaps at home you can start to think of a sentence you might put it into. Word number 2. What was word number 1?
Astonishing.
Word number 2, majestic.
Yeah.
Okay, so majestic, if something's majestic, it's really grand, sort of impressive.
Yeah.
Another word would be splendid. I'm already...
Do you know when I learned this word? I learned this word when I was, I don't know, 14.
Yeah.
20-something years ago.
Yeah.
And me and my friends used to play, FIFA or
Yeah.
ISS. Or, yeah, we used to play a football game on
Football games, yeah.
on like Nintendo or
Didn't know they
PlayStation.
had them when you
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
black and white. But if you were really good, if you did a really good skill and beat the player, the commentator would go, "Oh, that's simply majestic."
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, really impressive.
So
You know, something... I mean, by grand is kind of big, isn't it? Something really, really impressive would be majestic. Yeah, so a bit of football skill that's impressive is going to be something majestic. Yeah. So, majestic starts with the sound Number of syllables. Are you ready? Majestic.
Yeah.
3.
I can count that high. Yep, 3.
Yeah, and again helps you with the spelling. Majestic. Okay. Synonym. So something that means something similar or the same.
Right. So there's loads of. It's like, well, a simple one was like great, isn't it?
Well, I'm starting with impressive.
Impressive. Yeah.
Because I kind of think you have to. Something majestic is something that impresses.
Yeah,
it has to impress you because it's so.
I guess it's. I mean, I don't know the root of this word. It's almost magic.
Well,
magic. Yeah.
In fact, another. You might say, for example, because you might use it to describe the Queen, for example. I say if you look in the dictionary, an example sentence for majestic would be the majestic Queen.
Yeah.
The crowd applauded the majestic Queen. So noble as well. If something's really noble.
Yeah.
And I think grand as well. Yeah, and a very good link. So you can see like majestic, your majesty. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so something impressive, grand, noble. Antonym, something that means the opposite, okay?
Right.
Totally different.
So we're thinking, well, right, so words that mean something similar, basically it's like rubbish, isn't it? Like not
unimpressive.
Unimpressive.
It's kind of...
There's many.
it's kind of modest, what we're talking about.
Average, I was kind of thinking.
It could be average or quite dull, I guess. Yeah, absolutely, okay? Anything that's not really grand or impressive is not majestic. Okay, and then we'll come back in a moment to our sentence. Right. Word 1 was...
Astonishing.
Well done. Word 2 was...
Majestic.
Word 3 is...
Abnormal.
Abnormal. Okay, so abnormal. Now, let's start with the meaning this time before we even get into anything else, because I reckon, even if you don't know the word abnormal, the word abnormal is mostly made of a word that you do know. What am I talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about the word normal, yeah? Something abnormal is not normal.
Not normal, yeah.
So here, and it's not really a prefix we'd usually see, is it, ab? But
Mm,
You see it in a few words,
yes.
but don't worry about that.
Yeah, let's
But
not go.
anyway, abnormal just means not normal.
Hmm.
Okay? So if something's abnormal, it's a bit strange.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Okay, so it starts with the sound
Ah.
abnormal. How many syllables?
Abnormal. 3.
Brilliant. Abnormal. 3. And then a synonym. So
Okay.
something
I
that
think
means something similar.
I think this is easier than the other words.
I do as
I think
well.
it's easier than majestic.
Yeah.
So abnormal, strange,
Strange, yeah.
weird,
Weird,
which has
unusual,
abnormal, weird spelling.
Yeah. Unusual.
There we go. Strange, weird, unusual. Lovely.
Perfect. Antonym, something that means the opposite.
Well, this is easy. Normal.
Abnormal is literally the opposite of normal. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And we are now going to then come to sentences, because your activity today, hopefully now you've got from our waffling some kind of idea of these words. Your job is going to be to put them into sentences. So our first word was, for some reason I can't make this move.
Okay. Right. Okay. I can do it here.
Perfect,
Do you
thank
want to go forward or back?
Backwards.
Okay.
So our first word was astonishing, so something surprising, something amazing, but not unsurprising or boring. So let's try and put that into a sentence.
Okay. Great.
Don't know why I was doing that to us. Okay, so a sentence.
What an abnormal board.
Yeah. So right, astonishing.
Now, are we insisting on astonishing, or are we allowed to change it up and use astonish?
So what I'm saying, I mean, what's the root word?
Astonish.
Astonish. So you could use astonish.
Yeah.
You could use astonished. You could use astonishing.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example one,
Yep.
and then you can maybe come up with one. So mine would be, I was astonished when. Do you like him? I'm using a little one of my favourite contractions there in a sentence. Conjunctions.
Yeah.
I was astonished when I won the lottery.
Okay, now Mr. Lake, I've just thought about the lesson you taught us last week about the different tenses.
Yep.
So could I write as well? I mean, I was thinking if I was to, I could. It was astonishing.
Yep.
When I won the lottery.
Yeah, it was astonishing. Yeah. That would also work. So
let's not write that out because we can if you want. Yeah, it was astonishing. Yeah. Okay.
It was astonishing when I won the lottery.
It was astonishing when I got 10 out of 10 on my spelling test.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you were surprised and thrilled and amazed. Yeah, all of those emotions you were experiencing. So you were astonished. Something was astonishing. Okay. So there we go. Try and think of your own example. What's something that would be really astonishing to you? What would really surprise and amaze you? Okay.
Yeah.
Word number 2 was, can you remember it?
Majestic.
Majestic. So, majestic. So I'll start us off. I'll come up with a sentence, then maybe you
I'll
chip in and try your own. So, mine is going to be, I went to Paris, capital P, it's a city in France.
Yeah.
And saw the majestic Eiffel Tower. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you like that? Now, and the thing is, right, the Eiffel Tower, I think you probably know the Eiffel Tower, don't you? It's that famous one in France. That's like the triangular base and then the long tower bit. That's majestic, isn't it? It's an impressive, grand building.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I went down the road to the Majestic Asda. I mean, maybe some of you would be impressed with it, but it's just quite standard,
I think
ordinary thing.
I think majestic, it basically means great, but like the kind of the best.
Yeah.
It's not just like you go, this, my sandwich was great. I wouldn't say it's majestic. That's
No.
too. But like something.
No, it
that's,
has to be something really
so
special.
you talk about
almost
the queen,
showing off.
the Queen's crown,
Yeah.
the majestic crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the Queen wore?
The Queen wore a majestic crown. So we're talking about something so incredible and splendid.
A majestic crown. Yeah.
And we can go back to my example of footballers. So if you're talking about, if you're talking about me playing football, although I think I'm majestic, no one else does.
But you
But
think
then,
like Ronaldo,
yeah,
Messi.
you could talk
The
about.
only two footballers I can name.
You talk about
that.
Cristiano Ronaldo, who's the best, one of the best in the world. The majestic footballer.
Yeah.
His skills are majestic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, and then our final word was
Abnormal.
abnormal. Okay, so abnormal, something abnormal is a bit strange, weird,
Yeah.
unexpected maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm thinking
Two abnormal teachers have been making some very weird videos.
Well, I would say, you could even say something like, we are having an abnormal time in school making videos.
Okay, yeah, let's use that, right.
So we are having, progressive, isn't it? Continuous. So we are having an abnormal, right? And it's abnormal because we've been doing this job a while, haven't we, Mr. Fenn?
Yeah.
This is weird, isn't it? We're teaching to a camera.
This is not normal. We're in a classroom and there's no
Nobody
children.
here.
Usually there's loads of children.
Usually we're not together either.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
really
Yeah.
different. So we're having an abnormal time making videos.
Yeah.
Making videos. Yeah, so something abnormal is something unusual, something out of the ordinary. Okay? So your job then is to put the words we've looked at, astonishing, astonished, whichever form of it fits the sentence. So astonish, majestic and abnormal into sentences, okay? Bonus points for sentences with conjunctions, not contractions, as I accidentally said earlier. Conjunctions like when, if, and, like I use here, but, so, because, okay? So bonus points for conjunctions. And if you'd like to, we went for a couple of sentences for majestic, didn't we?
Mm.
So if you'd like to write more than one sentence, I'd really encourage that actually, because the more context you apply these words into, the more you're likely to remember them, which is kind of the point of this, isn't it? There's no point learning new words and then just forgetting them immediately. So put them into some great sentences, try and use conjunctions. Please do feel free to write more than one sentence. And if you forget when you're writing what any of the words mean, hopefully if they just rewind, they can kind of see us having a go at explaining the words. Okay, so good luck. Hope you've learned some new words today. We'll see you tomorrow.